Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Good evening. Welcome. My name is Teresa Castro, and I'm the host for this Sunday 6 p.m. daily prayer. Welcome, everybody. Glad to be back here again. This evening, the message before our prayer comes from the book Happy Life by Joanna DeAngelis, psychographed by Divaldo Franco. It's page 123 if you'd like to follow along. Read something comforting and inspiring every day, however brief. Make it a habit. It will enrich you with joy, dispersing the dark clouds that may envelop you afterwards, and providing you with well-being should something unpleasant come about. Everyone needs a good counselor, and in the pages of the Gospel, you will find sure guidelines and words of wisdom for every occasion. If people would only think before acting, they would avert countless evils. Be one who does, even if others do not. Welcome. Hello, friends. John DeRosa and Nora Brazil. Hello. Nice to see you folks today. I missed you this morning. So the message was taken from Happy Life, page 123. And Joanna, in her message, she's asking us to use our prefrontal cortex, which is the part of our brain that involves reasoning and discernment. And she's suggesting that we do this before we act. And it's a wise counsel, because how often do we see so clearly in 2020 hindsight, we can clearly see our mistakes afterwards. But she's saying if we just give a little bit of thinking ahead of time, we might get better results and put ourselves in a better place when difficult situations, trials come along. We'll be in a better positioning for that. So she's really saying, in addition to thinking before we act, is to avoid being impulsive. But it's interesting that the beginning of the message, she starts out by saying, and making the recommendation that we read good books for comfort and inspiration. She says that when we do this through effort and repetition, it becomes a habit. And in the Thought and Life book by Emmanuel, psychographed by Chico Xavier, chapter 20, and it's titled Habit, Emmanuel describes a habit as either a constructive routine or it's a recurring cycle of ignorance. And so it depends on our thought vibrations. How are we filling ourselves up with positive vibrations, right? So positive thinking is going to have higher vibrations than negative thinking. So are we reading good books, saying good prayers? I think even just to stay awake, to be mindful of asking myself, okay, where is my mind right now? What is passing through? To pay attention, mindfulness, just to stay awake. And again, because as we surround ourselves with more positive, higher elevated vibrations, we'll be in a better stead for the struggles that we face or trials in our daily life. It just makes sense. If I'm surrounding myself with all kinds of negativity when I'm in a really bad place, that's what I have kind of around me. So, my choices are kind of limited. But also, Emmanuel goes on to say that in Thought in Life about habit is that if you want to change a habit, he says, stop fighting trying to change the behavior. Like I want to smoke, or I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to quit smoking and white knuckling it, and I'm going to do this. He says instead, just change our thinking, and especially around the habit. So by assimilating those teachings that we get in the books that we read, the studies we attend, that center on compassion, charity, forgiveness, and even discipline. But we should remember it's discipline with love, not criticism. Because do you know that criticism undoes love? So it's really important that to avoid being critical, especially with those that we love. And then lastly, Joanna equates the gospel as a good counselor. And the nice thing about the gospel, I think, and the beautiful thing about being a spiritist, is I don't have to wait till Sunday to read the gospel. I don't have to wait for the full moon, and I don't have to wait for a holiday, that the gospel can be read at any time. And I have to share one of my favorite ways of reading the gospel is, especially when I'm having a struggle or I'm going round and round with some dilemma in my head, is to, quiet myself, say a little prayer, and then just randomly open the gospel. And, sure enough, there's always some type of meaningful guidance. So we all are encouraged to consider the gospel as a part of our weekly God at Home. And it's a wonderful, good book to read. And I think if if we can't read, share the message. Share the message of what is in the books. So I invite you all to get ready to go into our prayer now. And I thank you all for attending. And please, those who I cannot see your name and those listening on demand, please feel this current of fraternity. Okay. So let us relax our bodies now and connect with our breath. Not that we have to do anything to alter it. Just connect with it and let ourselves rest in that awareness of breathing. Mother, Father, God, thank you for our sacred life, for so many opportunities to improve, to experience, to struggle, to accomplish, and continue on. We thank the spirits who have helped in providing this platform for us to share positive teachings, encouraging nourishment for our souls. Thank you, Joanna DeAngelis and Evaldo Franco, for the beautiful book, Happy Life. Let us take a moment to remember those in more need than ourselves. Sending some positive thought vibrations filled with light and love, that they too may remember they are not alone. And may they soon feel the supportive hand of our Master Jesus, Mother Mary, as it is expressed through the hand of a brother or sister. And let us not forget charity, benevolence toward all. Thank you for your blessings, your guidance and inspiration as we go forward into our week. Being more mindful of the thoughts that pass through. Recognizing the mirror of what we surround ourselves shows up in our thoughts. With a blessing, we humbly ask permission to close this daily prayer program, and so be it. Thank you. So nice to have everyone here. Hello, Renee. Welcome. Nice to see you. Thanks for signing on. And God willing, see you again next Sunday, 6 p.m. God bless. Have a great week. Read a good book.